Good evening, everyone. It's 6:30. I'll call this meeting to order and ask that everybody rises for a pledge. And at the conclusion of the pledge tonight, we are going to hold a moment of silence for Mr. Bill Show. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. Councilman Vicarello.
Jason Vicarello, first ward councilman, present.
Colin O'Connell, first ward councilman, present.
Misty Fuller, second ward council, present.
Maria Mann, second ward council, present.
Michael Hockenberry, Councilman at Large, present.
Dominic Sigalese, Mayor, present.
Jeffrey Rhodes, Third Ward Council, present.
Gerald Oney, Third Ward Councilman, present.
Jacqueline Dennison, fourth ward council, present.
Stan Sable, Fourth Ward Councilman, present.
William Frank, Corporation Council, present.
Okay, we have a public hearing on the agenda tonight. This is for local law number 5, the Tri-State Central Business Overlay District. I'll entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Councilman at Large Hockenberry, do we have a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Dennison. Okay, I'll turn the floor over to Councilman Vicarello and Attorney Will Frank. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So carries. It's been a few weeks. Okay. Where's all yours, Councilman Vicarello and Attorney Frank?
Okay, this is hopefully the last public hearing for local law number 5, the Tri-State Central Business Overlay, which again switches the permitted uses from the NMU neighborhood mixed use zone to also allow the uses from the central business district along the corridor of East Main Street from the bridge to the city line, just to make it a lot easier for businesses to come in, and it'll streamline that process where by several months we're dealing with the zoning variances. We have received comments from the Orange County Planning Board and local planning board with no opposition. And unless there's any questions from the public or the council.
Attorney Frank, anything you'd like to add?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you. As Councilman Vicarello stated, we received a response from Orange County Planning Department dated June 18th, 2025, signed by Alan Sorensen, that the proposed local law is a local determination, and the county planning department has not put any requirements for supermajority to override any type of comments on the Common Council. And also with respect to environmental review, the council previously designated the local law adoption as a type 1 action under the SECR regulations. We prepared and sent out a notice of intent to serve as lead agency in June, more than 30 days ago. The 30 days lapsed since the notice was sent out. We received no objection to the Common Council serving as lead agency. I've circulated to the board a full environmental assessment form, which the essential findings of which is passing this law is not going to have any adverse environmental effects or impacts on the city. So our recommendation is to issue a negative declaration under SECR, which I've built into the approval resolution that's been circulated to the council. And other than hearings from the public, after the public hearing is closed tonight, the board, the council can elect to consider this resolution that's before the council. Thank you.
Anyone else from the council? I know that we've discussed this, and I know that members of the council have put their thoughts on record for this. And again, as we look to close this local law, I think it is a very important local law for this city, especially being business friendly in the Tri-State Business District and creating a central business district overlay for that. So I'd like to commend the Code Committee on this. I think that was a very good job that they did. And I'd also like to commend the council because we didn't rush to close this. we left this local law open for an additional 5 weeks. And I think that does need to be noted too. We took our time with this. So good job, everyone, on that. Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak on local law number 5? Okay, hearing none. I will entertain a motion to close the public hearing on local law number 5. Councilman Vicarello, Councilman Rhodes. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries. Okay, we do have a presentation tonight. There is an addition, a late-minute addition to the agenda. Just so the public is aware, we're going to slot it into the Finance Committee. And this is regarding the 2023 preliminary draft audit findings. But we are going to look to push that towards the end of the council meeting. There will be a little reorder and shuffling with our business agenda tonight. So I just ask the public to kind of, if you're out there watching tonight, just kind of bear in mind that we're going to move some of the items around so we can fit in this presentation that we all believe is very important. Okay, public comment. We do have one. Laura Meyer. Laura?
Hi, I'd like to welcome everybody to come on out to our 5th annual Bella Notte Italiana Italian Festival on August 9th. The event is starting earlier this year. It's going to start at 12 p.m. and it's going to run to 9 p.m. as it has in the last 4 years. Starting at 12, we're going to have the crowning of our Queen of the Feast, and I would like to invite the mayor and the council to come out to celebrate.
Absolutely. For one of our own. Queen. Come on. You could acknowledge it there, Maria.
We're going to go stop and have a couple cocktails before we go up. And
Can I go to that?
yes, you can come join us. It'll be a lot of fun toasting. We're also, the meatball eating contest will start at 2 o'clock prompt. We have 10 people actually signed up. It was supposed to be 8. And I had 2 emails from people that were signing 2 people up at a time. So there's going to be some teenagers in there along with the adults.
Right.
That was a lot of fun last year. I couldn't believe, now I know what the technique is, so I'm not joining in on it. But it's a lot of fun. And I'm working on the trophy right now, the meatball trophy. And we have a lot of great entertainment lined up. We have Sal Lavoie's Bellatinetti returning. We have also returning Christian Giordano. He was also a Gold Buzzard winner on America's Got Talent and also a finalist on American Idol. And we have new this year, Maria and I found him up in Connecticut, Vittorio Di Carlo. He's the graceful tenor, and he's going to sing mostly in Italian. And he's just phenomenal. And along we also have the Irish dancers doing the Italian dancers doing dancing the tarantella. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of new vendors, some great things. We're going to have people stretching mozzarella cheese on site. It's just going to pizza oven. We've got all kinds of great new people coming. So I would like everyone to come out. Let's just keep our fingers crossed that it's going to have great weather. And also then our next event will be the Delaware River Cardboard Boat Regatta and Beach Party. We know the water will not be open for people to go in the water. It will be posted. That will be August 23rd. But we are inviting people to come sign up. There is a registration fee for the boats. 100% of the proceeds for that go to the Port Jervis Fire Department Special Operations dive team for that. And we're not actually going down the river. We're going to go into the river and probably halfway across and back. We would like to see your boat sink. That's going to be fun. But there's so many themes you could pick up. I'd like to see George Washington crossing the Delaware, fire trucks, sharks. There's all kinds of ideas to come up with. And just have fun. It's going to be a fun day. So we'd like you all to come out for that. And for now, thank you.
Thank you, Laura. We do not have any executive session tonight. Approval of minutes, the June 23rd, 2025 Common Council meeting minutes. So moved. Councilman Laura Hockenberry, second by Councilwoman Fuller. 1 abstention. Councilwoman Mann. Any discussion on the minutes? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. All right, regular business tonight. Code, Councilman Vicarella.
Under code, the code is not met since our last meeting. And the code meeting for August, we will not be holding. It would have been the first Wednesday in August. However, I will be out of town, and we will postpone that until September. At this point, I would like to make a motion to issue a negative declaration under seeker and make the resolution, or adopt the resolution of the County Council of the City of Port Jervis, adopting local law number 5 of 2025, amending chapter 535 of the City Code of the City of Port Jervis, New York, to create a new zoning district entitled Tri-State Central Business Overlay District. Make that motion.
Second.
Second by Councilman O'Connell. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
And that's all I have under code.
Okay, sticking with you on Police Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. Under police, the only official business we have is I would like to make a motion to appoint Stanley Busick, detective, to a permanent appointment as a detective as his probationary period is completed.
Second that.
All right. Councilman Vicarella, second by Councilman Rhodes. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
And congratulations, Sam.
All right, congratulations to Detective Busick.
The police department, we did not have a quorum for the police committee meeting. However, we did meet, we went over, informally, there was only 4, council members here.
Yeah.
So, we did go over the agenda and discuss several complaints that are out there. We are working on parking, speeding, some technology grants that we still have money left on, and a reminder that the National Night Out is coming up, also the first week of August, and that our exam is coming up for police officers. So get your applications in. It's a wonderful career, wonderful benefits, and we are always looking for the right person. And the police committee meeting for August will also not be happening, and that will be postponed until September due to vacations. And that is all I have under police.
Okay. Planning, Zoning, and Recreation, Councilman O'Connell.
Zoning is not met since our last meeting. The next zoning meeting will be on August 5th at 7 p.m. in the council chambers. Planning did not have a quorum this past meeting. The members that were there expressed interest in having an alternate, like the zoning board, because they weren't able to meet a bunch of times. So they did say that. Besides that, the next meeting is August 19th at 7 p.m. in the council chambers. Recreation update. The Summer Youth Center hours are 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. This schedule will run up through August 15th. Summer playground hours at Church Street Park are 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. This schedule will run through August 8th. West End Beach hours are Monday, Thursday, Friday, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and weekends, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. The beach is closed for swimming on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. The schedule runs through August 18th. There is a parking fee of $15 for non-residents on weekends. The splash pad at Church Street Park is now open daily. Splash pad hours are 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. The field trip this Friday, August 1st, to see the New York Mets versus San Francisco Giants is sold out. The next Recreation Commission meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, August 13th, 20 this year at 6 p.m. in the Youth Center. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Tourism IDA, Councilwoman Mann.
Thank you, Mayor. Tourism last met on July 9th. The Italian festival, Bella Nota Italiana, will be held on Saturday, August 9th.
You got one more out of her, right?
From noon until 9 p.m. at Orange Square Park. We welcome back Sal the Voice Valentinetti along with Christian Giordano, and Vittorio De Carlo, the graceful tenor. Dance the Tarantella with Anna's Italian folk dancers. The meatball eating contest will be held at 2 p.m. Delicious Italian food, handcrafters, local wineries, and much more. Come enjoy a full day of music, good dancing, and famiglia. There's a free admission and parking. Bring a lawn chair. Excuse me. The Delaware River Cardboard Boat Regatta and Beach Party will be held on August 23rd from noon until 6 p.m. at West End Beach. And the applications are available on the city website and at the clerk's office with a deadline of August 1st. All boat registration fees will go towards the Port Jervis Fire Department Special Operations Dive Team. You can follow the Tourism Board's Facebook page for all updates. Their next meeting will be held on Wednesday, August 13th at 7 p.m. here in the council chambers. Due to a lack of a quorum, the IDA was unable to meet. I mean, they met, but they had brief discussions. Their next meeting will be held on Wednesday, August 20th at 7 p.m. here in the council chambers, and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman O'Connell, how do you think that you would make out in a meatball eating contest?
I would kill it.
All right.
Italian.
We'll see you next year.
We need to invite Joey Chestnut to it.
All right, Fire and Emergency Management, Councilman Rose.
Thank
I
you,
was
Mayor.
just wondering.
We'll pay for it too.
I absolutely will, yeah.
From the fire department, I have from the secretary, from Excelsior Engine Company number 5, that Shane Fuller resigned as captain, and they elected Michael Almick, so I'll approve that, make a motion to approve that.
Second that.
Second by Councilman Siegel. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
And the next emergency management meeting will be August 18th at 6:30 here in the council chambers. That's all I have, Mayor, thank you.
88, Councilman Owen.
Nothing, Mayor.
CDA, Councilwoman Dennison.
Thank you, Mayor. The Port Jervis CDA last met on June 25th on the second floor of the rec center. Federal Railroad Crossing Elimination Grant for the proposed pedestrian crossing at Fowler Street and 4th Street was approved. Due no later than Thursday, July 31st, 2025 at 4 p.m., New York State Consolidated Funding Application window is now open for grant submissions. A New York State Department of State grant for a brownfield opportunity area that will include known and or suspected sites is the objective. Hudson Valley Pattern for Progress will be working on the grant, and if the city's application is awarded on the resulting study. The next Port Jervis CDA meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, June 30th at 7 p.m. on the second floor of the rec center. I have a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Port Jervis authorizing the submission of a 2025 New York State Consolidated Funding Application, CFA, for a brownfield opportunity area study. Whereas no later than July 31st, 4 p.m., the City of Port Jervis wishes to apply for grant funding in connection with the New York State Department of State Office of Planning, Development, and Community Infrastructure Brownfield Opportunity Area Program in order to mitigate properties where redevelopment or reuse is complicated by the presence or potential presence of hazardous substances, pollutants, or contaminants. And it is further resolved that the mayor or his designee, the councilman at large, are authorized to execute the resulting grant contract and effectuate the intent of this resolution, including any grant award documents and contracts, all of which shall be subject to review and approval by the Corporation Council. This motion, please.
Second.
Second by Councilman Siegel. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? So moved.
And I have another resolution of the Common Council of the City of Port Jervis, constrained development at 71 Reservoir Avenue, Port Jervis Water Filtration Plant, and Federal Flood Risk Management Standard Flood Plan. Whereas the City of Port Jervis, responsible entity under 24 CFR Part 58, has determined that the following proposed action under Port Jervis Border Plant Improvements Projects number 938 PW 123-24 is located in the Federal Flood Risk Management Standard floodplain, and the City of Port Jervis will be identifying and evaluating practical alternatives to mitigate any potential impacts on the floodplain from the proposed action as required by Executive Order 11988 as amended by Executive Order 13690 and/or Executive Order 11990 in accordance with HUD regulations at 24 CFR 55.20 in Subpart C procedures for making determinations on floodplain management and protection of wetlands. Protection project location is 71 Reservoir Avenue in the City of Port Jervis, Orange County. The extent of the FFRMS floodplain was determined using a climate-informed science approach, 0.2% flood approach, and a freeboard value approach, and resolved that the mayor shall work with the Corporation Council to implement the necessary restrictive covenant. Make that motion, please.
I'll second. Second by Councilman Lord Hockenberry.
Discussion, please.
Discussion?
Yeah, just, this one is one of these resolutions that it's better if I just say in English what's happening there. What we have here is in developing and doing work at the property where the filtration plant is, for purposes of the grant, they don't want the city doing any further development on the property in order to protect the floodplain. So what they want is the city to agree to put a restriction on the property, restrictive covenant on the entire parcel, prohibiting further development except if it's in connection with the water filtration. So basically, we're saying, okay, to do the work, we're agreeing to it to get the grant, we're agreeing not to do any work that's gonna get any closer to the floodplain unless it has something to do with the filtration plant. That's the English version of this resolution.
I like that better.
So now, I think you have a second. Who seconded that?
You have a second?
I did.
Councilman Lord Hockenberry?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries.
And that's all I have here, thank you.
Okay.
The standardization resolution? Have that?
That's
Oh, you? Oh, it's you, okay, good.
No, I do not.
Yeah, that's good.
What's that?
Keep that on video.
Yeah, that would be.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now not normally would I say this on a council meeting, but Stan, take your time, because we have some time we gotta fill, so. The floor is yours. Can you give us 2 or 3 quotes tonight? All right.
All right, so
Housing Veterans, PJTV, Councilman Sable.
I'll go very slow. The Housing Authority next meeting will be held on August the 12th at 6 p.m. at Hillside Terrace. The Senior Citizens Club of the City of Port Jervis meets on the 2nd and 4th Wednesdays of each month at Hanson Hall in West End. Meetings start at 1 p.m. Doors open at 12 noon. Also, I'd like to caution the seniors and other people out there, next couple of days especially, stay indoors and stay hydrated. Veterans information, the VA doctors for the first time will be allowed to recommend cannabis to patients in states where it is legal, according to amendment in the House-approved VA budget bill for fiscal 2016. While VA doctors cannot prescribe cannabis, which is banned under federal law, the VA and related agencies Appropriation Act would like them to discuss it as an alternative health care treatment in states where it's legalized, where they have legalized marijuana. So I would suggest if people if veterans need marijuana as a treatment and they get it from some other practitioner, I would go to the VA clinic, see your physician, and get advice from him on how the VA can help them. PJTV 23, if you're interested in being involved in TV and web broadcasting or anyone has ideas or programming that would be beneficial to our community, please let us know. You're all welcome to come our monthly meetings on the third Thursday at 5:30 p.m. right here in City Hall. And the inspirational quote of the day: 3 secrets to success. 1, be willing to learn new things. 2, be able to assimilate new information quickly. 3, be able to get along and work with other people. And that was Sally Ride. May she rest in peace. And I guess that's as far as I can stretch it here.
You know what, you did a great job.
I can add one thing to just add a little more time. For those that are watching in the 4th Ward, the Salvation Army is having a community barbecue. I believe it begins at 5 p.m., rain or shine.
All right, thank you.
All right, one more thing.
Sure.
I make an attempt. She's brand new and she's already got it. Welcome to Fort Jervis. I've been keeping an eye on the splash pad, especially now, so that if there's any problems, I can relay them to the DPW department. I'd just like to say that the splash pad is very well used, especially today and actually every day. And it's a great alternative to not bathing in our fountains. So if you have a strong desire, as some do, because the internet's full of it now, Facebook is complaining about it and they're calling up and everything. If you're interested in getting wet, the fountains are not a place to go, they're not a safe place to go, but the splash pad is. So I would recommend that you use the splash pad instead of our fountains. And thank you.
And I agree with that. Thank you, Stan.
Mayor, I need to add one thing.
Sure.
I just received a message from Jackie Smith, Chair of the IDA. There will be a special IDA meeting on August 6th at 7 p.m., which I was not aware of until
What was the date, Mary?
August 6th at 7 p.m., a special IDA meeting at the council chambers.
Okay,
Thank you.
breaking news. All right. Finance, Councilman Bowles.
Well, do you want to start?
Yeah, actually, you know what, we're gonna start with the presentation, and we're gonna roll that right into Misty's report. So, I'm gonna turn the floor over now to Melissa Zott. Sure.
I have hard copies of the PowerPoint. Want me to distribute them? Does that work?
I think for the council would be fine. And just for the again, for the public, this is Melissa Zott. She is going to be going over the 2023 auditor's preliminary findings for the city of Fort Jervis.
This is way better than the phone.
Thank you very much.
Oh, way better. Big letters, I love it.
Showing my
Me too. Okay, so my name is Melissa Stott. I'm the engagement partner on the city's external audit. We just finished the December 31st, 2023 fiscal year end audit. What I've done is I prepared a PowerPoint slide for you. I think it's a lot easier to digest than the numbers in the financial statement, so we'll go over that. So just on the agenda, I'm gonna go over some required communications. We kind of start off with an overview of the general fund, how that ended up for December 31st, 23. We'll dive a little bit deeper into the revenues and the expenditures, kind of go over what exactly happened. And then we've given you a 5-year fund balance history of the general fund. The city does operate other funds, so I've given you that activity, as well as the debt service summary. So on slide 3 is just some communications that we have. There are some responsibilities that management and those charged with governance holds. Those charged with governance would be the finance committee and the full city council. So part of that responsibility is making sure that the accounting policies are selected and implemented appropriately. The financial statements, which you received a draft of, making sure that they are in accordance with the United States generally accepted accounting principles. Internal controls are effective in every organization, very important. So making sure that you establish those controls and review them periodically to make sure that they're maintained appropriately. Just provides good checks and balances on the city. Any contracts or laws that are applicable to the city, making sure that you're in compliance with any of those stipulations. And then as part of the external audit process, just providing us with all of the records and samples that we request. So I just want to give a big thank you to the clerk treasurer on the efforts on that. And lastly, and probably the most important, is the tone at the top, making sure that there's high ethical standards here at the city, and that's communicated to the city employees as well. Next slide, on 4. Us as your external auditors, we also have certain responsibilities. The deliverables are going to be the financial statements. So we have the independent auditor's report. We do anticipate issuing an unmodified opinion that is sometimes referred to as a clean opinion. So it is the best opinion that the city could receive. We are issuing a yellow book report. That is going to be a report on your controls and compliance. We do have housed together the required communications to those charged with governance, as well as the management letters on any best practices that we've identified as part of this audit. We do conduct a single audit that is currently still in process. So the federal monies that the city gets, we have to test even kind of more detail about the compliance aspect of those. So that is still in process, and I believe we are testing Section 8 and the American Rescue Plan Act monies. Any fraud or legal acts noted will be communicated to you prior to today, so we're reporting that there were none. There were no significant difficulties, no uncorrected misstatements, so any adjustments we found have been posted. We're currently discussing those, and then there's no disagreements with management. So let's go to slide 5, which are the number aspects. So this is going to be the general fund, is the main operating fund of the city. This is a 4-column schedule. Your first column is going to be your original budget. So that's the budget that was originally adopted. Your second column is your final budget. So if you have any budget amendments or transfers, that would be included in there. Then you have your actual results. So as of 12/31/23, what actually happened, and your variance with your final budget. So we'll start at the top on your total revenues. So you anticipated about 16.3 million coming into the city. You actually received 16.7 million, almost 16.7 million. So that's 405,000 better than anticipated. We will go into detail exactly what resulted in that. Your expenditure, so all the money going out, again, 16.3, you did have a balanced budget. So you did only spend 16.2, so you're really close, almost 16.3, about 77,000 savings on the expenditure side. You did have some other financing sources, about 60,000, that's related to insurance recoveries as you budgeted, but only 51,000 came in, so a little bit under that amount. So we'll go to the net change in fund balance line. Original and final budget were 0. So during the budget process, the city did not anticipate utilizing any fund balance to balance the budget. So your revenues cover all of the expenditures as of your 12/31/23 budget. If we go to the actual column, 475,000 was added to fund balance. So that was your net income, if you will, for 12/31/23. So 475,000 better than budget. So you start off the year at almost 3.3, you ended at almost 3.8 million. So like we said, how did we get there? Let's go to the next slide. So what I've done here is the same columns. I did add a prior column as well, just so you could have it for easy reference. I did try to capture a majority of the revenue, so we have about 93% here, but it does make up a majority of the favorable budgetary surplus, so about 361,000. We'll start at the first line, your property taxes. So you had about 300,000 under what you originally anticipated collecting on taxes. That is a accounting recording issue. So what happens is you are required to report on a modified accrual basis of accounting. It's just about the timing of collection. You will be collecting the tax levy. It's just a matter of how much has been collected to date, if there's any allowance associated with it. But the city does have records of a detailed listing of who owes the city these taxes. So essentially, in future years, that will be collected as well. Your other tax items came in 223,000 under budget. That was related directly to your interest and penalties. So you had lower interest and penalties collected. The next line is your sales tax, non-property tax distribution. That's going to be your sales tax. It is up from last year, but you did have an unfavorable variance, so 162,000 under what you anticipated. And that would be changed depending on the activity. Obviously, we're in 25 now, so it did fluctuate a little bit in 24 as well, which you'll see. Your departmental income, that would be any income or fees that you collect, whether it's treasurer fees, dog control, police fees, that's included in that line. So you did do about 92,000 better than anticipated. Majority of that was within your Parks and Recreation, which did 72,000 better, and your zoning and planning board fees, which did about 27,000 better. One of the larger positive lines is your earning on investments. So that came in about 117,000 more than what you anticipated. This is relatively in line with what we saw in 2023 with the interest rates being high. We did see a significant amount of interest income earned. Your building permits and your state aid per capita, relatively the same to budget. So you can see the next line is your mortgage tax. You did end up doing 150,000 better than anticipated. This would just be based on the economic fluctuations of homes being sold. Your state aid other, that would be encompassing the remaining other state aid that you have, 135,000 better than what you had budgeted for. Most of that related to your stop DWI reimbursement that you received, as well as your police state grant. I believe that was a new grant for 68,000. And the last on this list is going to be your federal aid money. Specific in here is transportation, but we've also included in here your American Rescue Plan Act monies. So 532,000 better than what you anticipated. You could have increased the budget as well because you knew that money was coming in for your ARPA funds. That was 467,000 of what you spent and earned. And then you had a new grant from Rosamond Gifford Charitable Corp that year. So that's a majority of your surplus on the revenue side. So if we go to the expenditures, same column setup. The only difference is this is going to be by function. Your general government support, that's going to be your general activity that supports the majority of the city for your general services. You did stay in line relatively with what you budgeted. It is up from last year. The lines that we saw increase were insurance, electric costs, and contracted services. So those were up over last year. For your public and safety, you can see you anticipated spending about 5.3, but you actually spent 5.9. So about 600,000 more than what you anticipated. Most of those cross over salaries and overtime. You did have a task force in 2023 that was not included in the budget. There was also more overtime due to gaps in scheduling, and as well as the drug force training and all the other trainings that are associated with public safety. Your health came in pretty in line, but your transportation, you did have a budgetary savings there. So you were 253,000 under what you anticipated to spend. Most of that savings, you had about 92,000 savings in your snow removal. It was a mild winter back in 23, if you recall. And then you had about 144,000 savings in your street maintenance, so less repairs, less materials purchased during that year. Your culture recreation, you did overspend about 47,000. Some of that was in your recreation administration. There's not a specific budget line for major project expenditures, so something to consider going forward. And that's where you house your fireworks display expenditures, your summer concert, so it could be something to look forward to. You also had your parks and maintenance, which salaries and electric, which we saw a little bit of inflation there. Your home and community services, you had an unfavorable variance of 25,000, mostly related to the refuse collection department. Your employee benefits, you actually had a budgetary savings of 314,000. There was kind of savings and then also an unfavorable variance. Your PFRS invoice did come over what you anticipated, but that was offset by savings in your retirement payout that didn't come to fruition. That was about 100,000. And then you had some savings on your hospital medical for about 280,000. Lastly, you can see your debt service. There was a budgetary savings of 198,000. That is something that you would anticipate, unless you issued new debt, you should be able to anticipate what your principal and interests are in the future. Your transfers out, you didn't have any transfers this year to capital projects funds. Last year you did transfer 1.2, primarily to support the projects within the capital fund. So that is how we got to your fund balance. If we go to slide 8, this is your 5-year history. We do have 3 buckets of fund balance. The first one is non-spendable. There's really no control that the city has over the non-spendable piece. It's essentially invoices similar to insurance that cover multiple fiscal years. You make the payment and that money is already earmarked to be spent next year. Next is your restricted. That would be if you have been legally restricted, if there is money required to be spent in this situation, debt service, so any premiums received that have not been spent. This money can be used to help reduce taxpayer liability to pay against the debt service in the future. So your principal and interest payments, you could essentially utilize that 190,000 to help reduce that burden. Next, we have your unassigned. Your unassigned is at 3.3 million. The unassigned is what you can consider your free and clear fund balance, so it is what the city can utilize in the future. I like to provide to you percentage points. Your unassigned fund balance as a percentage of next year's budget, and then your total fund balance. These are 2 percentages you should probably keep in mind for the future. Generally, your unassigned could be anywhere between 15 and 20%, but it is dependent on the infrastructure that the city has. If you know that you're going to be doing a lot of renovations in the city, improvements, you might want to have a higher percentage, or you could assign some of your unassigned money into an assignment for capital projects. What that will do is that will help also alleviate the burden on the taxpayer by setting aside money they've already paid to help pay for these renovations instead of issuing bond and paying interest on that. So we'll go to slide 9. The city also operates other funds. Your water fund is your water collections, so the main revenue source there of 2.5 is related to your charges. Your small cities and your section 8, kind of skip over a column, that's going to be your community development agency. So that would be your federal aid money from your housing choice voucher program, and then any loan repayments as well. Your capital projects fund, the one in the middle, you start at 5.3. You do have 2.3 revenues coming in. Those revenues were related to the touring, state aid, you had PAVE money, and then CHIPS money as well. And then your sewer fund, similar to your water fund, that would be charges as well. So you could see you do have fund balance in each of those. However, those are restricted to be spent on those purposes. The last slide I have is your future debt service summary. As we talked about, you do have bonds outstanding, so you could anticipate, based on the bottom chart, your payments to maturity, how much you will be paying in the future, so it makes it easier to budget for these line items. You'll see on the top chart, the first two bonds, you had a refunding serial bond in 2005 and a various serial bond in 2009. Those will be dropping off in 2004, which I guess now we're in 25 to get dropped off. So what's nice is that you can see in the payments to maturity that did drop from 1.1 in principal down to 800,000 in principal. So average of your principal and interest over the upcoming years through 2054 is about 1.6 million annually. So that covers my presentation. I'll take any questions that anybody has.
Anyone from the council wishing to speak?
Yes. I would just like to say, this is very well put together. It's very easy to follow, and I really appreciate the effort that was put into this.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
And the typeset's big enough to be able to read.
Yes, here, here.
This is the best one I've seen
and this is
in all my years here, so
Oh, thank you so much.
very well done, thank you.
Appreciate that.
Melissa, will you be open to further questions through email or anything as we move along through
Yes,
this?
absolutely.
Very good.
Anything about, I believe my email is in the back, it's the last slide. Yeah. My phone number is on.
Excellent. Yeah, excellent job with this presentation.
Thank you.
Broken down very well. Yeah, now we are on to the 2024, so the public is aware. We're rolling right into that.
Thank God we got past that.
Yeah, I do want to
Thank you.
thank you again. Yeah. And commend the entire clerk's office. This has been a monumental task since what feels like this sitting council's beginning of the term in January of 2024. Obviously, we all have received the preliminary findings. As the audit goes to be finalized, please, if you have any further questions, feel free to email or call Melissa. As always, Stacy is available. But again, for your entire office, yourself and Bobby Joe, excellent job with this. This was beyond burdensome. We all know. We were at it all. Should be told to the public, we were all at each other's throats for quite a few months. But we got through this, and you guys got through this, and again, you should be commended for it. And look, the findings are what the findings are, and we knew that there would be some unfavorable findings in this. And Misty, a month ago, you read off a very well-prepared statement, and I do believe that that kind of conjured the way that council felt as a whole also. We knew this. So, again, let's begin to put this behind us, and we will start to begin to march towards the 2024 audit. So for your office, the headaches begin again, but this should be much less. I can guarantee you that. So, okay.
It's a big burden off your back.
Yes. It's not over yet.
Yeah, and thank you for not quitting the last. You're coming up to a year on with us. Thank you for not leaving. Because there was plenty of times that I'm like, I don't know if she's going to come back after this weekend. Okay, continuing on with the meeting. Finance, Councilwoman Fuller.
All right, so I'm just gonna start off with the resolution for the audit. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Port Jervis approving the 2023 independent audit. Whereas the City of Port Jervis engaged PFK O'Connor Davies CPAs of Harrison, New York, an independent accounting firm to audit, examine, and prepare a report for the city's financial position as of December 31st, 2023, a draft of which audit has been presented to the city for review. Now therefore be resolved by the members of the city as follows. The mayor or his designee is hereby authorized and directed to execute an engagement letter with PFK O'Connor Davies CPAs dated as of July 28th, 2025, with respect to the preparation of audited financial statements of the city for fiscal year ending 2023. In accordance with General Municipal Law, Article 3, The city hereby approves the draft fiscal year ending 2023 audited financial statements, directs PFK O'Connor Davies CPAs to prepare the final version of same and deliver said final version of the 2023 audited financial statement to the appropriate governmental authorities. I make that a motion.
Second by Councilwoman Dennison. Any discussion?
Oh, sorry.
I just also want to add that the timing of this is very significant simply because beginning on August 1st, which is Friday, Moody's, if we do not move forward with this, and again, I want to stress the hard work that the clerk's office and as well as the auditors did. Friday, Moody's begins to downgrade our bond rating. And I'm sure the public can see with the amount of grants and opportunities that we're chasing, with some of the other ideas that we have in the pipeline, we certainly do not want our Moody's rating to drop. We want to keep it to where it is, and that is to keep us at favorable bond ratings as well as lending ratings. So, anyone further? Jack. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries.
Next I have bills to be paid, from the general fund, $453,197.56. From the water fund, $79,123.43. From the sewer fund, $22,020.81. From the capital fund, $14,554.82. And from trust and agency, $5,000.69. For a total of $573,897.31. Some larger items to note from the general water and sewer funds: New York State Employees Health Insurance for $320,686.31. USI Consulting Incorporated for $8,300. CSEA Employee Benefit for $6,555.04. And MES Service Company for $9,141. From the capital fund, we had Barco Products for $5,020.17. Dick's Concrete for $1,265. Ketchum Fencing for $3,361. And Schmidt's Wholesale for $2,709.53. I would like to make a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
Second by Councilman Rhodes. Any discussion on the bills? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
The next item that I have was discussed at length at the finance meeting last week, and I would like to make a motion for the city to approve $562,861 for the purchase of the WQIP Latini property. And those funds will come from the general fund and be reimbursed by the New York State DEC. So I would like to make that a motion.
Second by Councilman Siegel. Any discussion? And I'd like to further reiterate that those funds are 100% refundable and should be refunded within 30 to 60 days. So, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
The next item that I have, we all were forwarded a copy of the RP 6703 report from the Assessor's Office, which is the New York State Office of Real Property Services Certificate of Adjusted Base Proportions pursuant to Article 19. And this is the homestead and non-homestead assessed value of the properties within the city. I would like to make a motion that we accept this report from the Assessor's Office.
Second by Councilman Lord Hockenberry. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
And the next item that I have is our city insurance renewal. We received the quote from Marshall & Sterling, and again was discussed at length at the finance meeting last week. I would like to make a motion that we accept the 2025 premium. It's at a 2% increase over the 2024. And I would like to make that a motion.
Don't spend it money.
Yes, I did.
I'll second.
Second by Councilman Lord Hockenberry. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That motion carries.
So our August 20th, here in the council chambers at 6 p.m. And that's all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you.
No.
DPW, Councilman Lord Hockenberry.
I don't plan on spending any money, Jesus, but
Yeah.
here it goes.
Kind of.
Really, Christmas lights and art.
That's already approved.
That's next meeting.
Garbage recycling and paper pickup.
At least you guys are talking.
Garbage recycling and paper pickup for the week of July 28th will be on its normal schedule. The week of August 4th, garbage recycling and paper will be picked up on its normal schedule. The 2025 garbage schedule is available on the city's website, www.portjervisny.gov, or by emailing the DPW office at dpwclerk@portjervisny.gov. Construction of the splash pad, as Councilman Siegel stated, has been completed. Thank you to the amazing DPW employees for completing the entire project using only house labor. And like the mayor said, Senator Skoufis gave us that money for the materials, and our DPW did all the housework on that. So thank you to them. That was huge savings to the city and a great benefit to our youth in that area. In-place blacktop has started in the 2nd and 3rd wards. Compost pile is now open Saturday at 7:15 a.m. till 11:30 a.m. That is for Port Jervis residents only. Dump tickets are available for household bulk waste at 20 Hammond Street. City Clerk's office, come see Stacy, she'd love to help you. Bag leaves and Tide brush will be picked up every Monday. There will be no loose leaf pickup. All leaves must be in biodegradable bags. Next DPW meeting will be held on August 4th at 6 p.m. in the council chambers. And I have a resolution. A resolution of the Common Council of the City of Port Jervis authorizing the standardization of water meters for the Department of Public Works. Man, I gotta stop doing that. Now therefore is hereby resolved that the Common Council of the City of Port Jervis hereby authorizes the standardization of the Badger E-Series ultrasonic water meter 5/8 feet to 6 inch for Department of Public Works, and it is further resolved that the mayor or his designee is hereby authorized to execute any and all documents necessary to effectuate the intent of this resolution, subject to review of such documents by Corporation Council.
That should be 5/8 inch
Yeah, that's how it says.
to 6 inch.
5/8 inch to 6 inch. Okay. And I'll make that a motion.
Second by Councilwoman Fuller. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
And that was all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
All right. Under Mayor's correspondence, I have, under landlord authorization form for the August 9th, 2025 Bella Notte Italiano. I should have Maria say it. Come on, just one more time, honey.
You're Italian too.
Yeah, but she does it way better than I do. I'm Queen's Italian. It's Jersey. Okay, we have 3 permits. We're gonna do one vote on it. This is a special event permit, liquor permit, and I will entertain a motion for it.
Make a motion.
Councilman Rhodes,
Second.
second by Councilman at Large Hockenberry. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Another, landlord authorization form. This is a special event liquor permit, and this is for the Delaware River Cardboard Boat Regatta on August 23rd, 2025.
So moved.
Councilman Large Hockenberry, second by Councilman Rhodes. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That motion carries. We have a application for a public assembly permit. This is from Starcroft Promotions. This is for a mountain bike event. Will be held on August 10th, 2025. We have no adverse comments from the, hold on a second here. Yeah, so actually, we're gonna,
Did they get their insurance there or not?
as of now, they haven't, correct, Stacy? No. Okay. We're gonna table this, so we get the insurance. What's the council's pleasure?
You wanna
Approve
approve it pending the application received.
Very good.
We do not have a council meeting
So
before.
the 11th, yeah,
Insurance.
that's why I saw that. Would you care to make that a motion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Second that.
Second? Okay. Councilman Larjoni, second by Councilman Siegel. Will approve this pending the insurance document, the proper
I said
insurance
application.
documentation.
Insurance application.
There's another issue here.
Mhm.
It says that sponsoring organization is the city of Port Jervis, but Starcroft is the sponsoring agency, right?
He does it on every one. I brought it up last time.
Yes.
Pardon me?
I brought that up last time when he did one of these
Yep.
applications.
Okay.
It's a bad habit, I guess. I'm not sure. But we're not the sponsoring agent.
We're not.
No.
So you waited until I made the motion to bring that up?
Right on cue.
Gotta do it when I think of it.
I got you.
Well, what's your pleasure? All those in favor?
Yes. Holding
Aye.
off, right?
No.
No.
Approving subject.
No, I'm not in favor until
Okay, so
we get
let's,
all the paper.
let's just do a roll call vote, because I think feel that would be easier. Councilman Nicarello,
Just to clarify, the motion is to approve the event.
pending the proper,
Pending the subject to the receipt of their insurance.
yes.
Subject to receipt
Then
of all
I'm in
proper
favor,
documents.
I'll be in favor of that, I vote aye.
Okay. O'Connell,
Aye.
Fuller, Man,
What was the approval with the required documents?
Councilman Chuckler,
Aye.
Rhodes,
Aye.
Oni,
Just for clarification, are we addressing that we're not the sponsor?
in that will.
That was the whole documentation.
We'll amend that.
Yeah. Aye, yes. Well, yes.
Dennison,
Aye.
Siegel.
In that case, yes.
Okay, motion carries. Motion to approve carries. Okay. Senator Skoufis will be in our town. He'll be in our town Wednesday, July 30th from 12 o'clock until 2 p.m. at 138 Pike Street. That's the Port Jervis Library. He will be hosting a town hall type event. Bon Secours, as tomorrow, this survey is going to go back up. It was previously up a couple weeks ago. This survey is a result of a meeting that myself and Councilman at Large Hockenberry had with the new executive leadership of Westchester Community Hospital, as well as Bon Secours. This is a community health needs assessment, and I really encourage anyone in our town, and as well as our surrounding neighbors that utilize Bon Secours, to take this survey. And this survey closes on July 31st. This will be back up on the city's Facebook page tomorrow morning. So please, everyone, if you have not taken this, just take the time. It's 5 minutes. We're trying to affect change with Bon Secours, and I know with the recent cuts to the Medicaid and everything, it's a very much an uphill battle. But this is our start, so please consider taking the survey. I'd like to reappoint Annie Foster to the Housing Authority. This is a 5-year term. Her term will expire on May 2030. I'm going to appoint Jerry Oni as an alternate council member to Finance. This will be we'll say a 6-month term to the end of the year. And lastly, Frontier. We've received notification from Orange and Rockland. Frontier will finally be in the city of Port Jervis sometime this week, as well as their subcontractors to begin the double pole removal process. So fingers crossed they land in the city this week. That's what we've been told.
So
So
it took 8 years.
Yeah.
we've been very persistent with them, and I will say Orange and Rockland has a rep that's dedicated to our city that she is outstanding, and she is certainly on top of every request and complaint that we put out there. And let's hope that this follows through, because it has been a long time. It's unsightly, and honestly, it's very annoying, and it's not fair to us, our neighbors, and anybody else that patronizes this city. So with that, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Councilman at Large Hockenberry, second by Councilman Figueroa. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.
Hockey went way over. He had 7:30.
Stacy had 2 things.
7:15 at James, I think.
Eric, thank you.
7:45, it's all the wrong way.
Thank you.
So am I.
Who is over the night?
Yeah, well, last Thursday night, freezing, horrible. It's sharp, it's shaved in the bar.
So that's what it looks like,
Shaved
that's
people are in the bar.